of the important things that helped us be successful when we went for the farm was William obviously had the experience behind him of the dairy farming with a family farming background, but also he'd worked on other farms whilst travelling, summer holidays, and he'd built up a good track record. And
every day's a CV, and so always be conscious about building a good CV, because you'll need it when you apply for a county farm. For me, it was great because I'd had 2 years at home where I'd done the job. I had something to show the county that what I was capable of, which was great. But that could be that you've worked somewhere, or that you've worked for somebody, or any manner of things really. That helped us certainly get a foothold. I had some cattle that I'd already put together, so I wasn't starting from complete scratch. I had 2 years building up, but a lot of people who get these tenancies may have been working for someone and perhaps built some equity in the stock of the herd that they work on. You do need some money behind you. You can't do it with nothing, and hard work will get you a very, very long way, and it's something you really, really need to have, isn't it? But if you're looking for a county farm, often there is a figure that the county will have in their mind that you'll need of working capital to make a farm go, whether that's borrowing from the bank or actually hard cash or stock. It can be a combination of all those things. But so if you're thinking about applying for a county farm and you're not in a position yet, just work at that, work at building your capital and what you've got.
We also came as a team, as a husband and wife now, but back then we were a couple, and I obviously had a salary but also experience I'd worked on some diversification projects for clients. My family had diversified with a farm shop, and it was about what I could offer, and the diversification and adding value is something that we've built on here. As a county farm, they're also looking for someone with good farming experience and background, but also really a case of the tenant matching the profile. So with it being a county farm, public money, it's about what we can give back to the public. So we did talk about the projects we'd like to achieve here, which we have.
When we had our interview, on the way down to the interview, Katy was my girlfriend at the time, probably not thinking it was going to be that serious, but I brought her along to the interview because I thought it was really important that we were a team, and it certainly has worked out that it's definitely been needed. But I remember saying to you, like, what are you going to say in the interview? And you go, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, no, you've got to say that your family's got a farm shop, you've got this, that and the other. And all those things that we said about sort of has helped, and we've definitely drawn on. If it's a team, because someone can bring to the party, like Kate has, an agency background and an understanding about diversifying and going for grants or whatever it might be, but also just the simple things of like moral support. But when you're applying for a county farm or most tenancies, you will have to do a business plan. Firstly, this is really important because you've got to understand your figures yourself, but secondly, you need to prove to a landlord that your business plan's worthy of gaining a tenancy. A lot of people, you'd be surprised, many people get agents to look at and do their business plans. You can do this. You might not be computer literate or whatever it might be, and you might need help, but it's really important you know your own figures. You know everything in it, because your landlord or whoever's acting on behalf of your landlord will really drill into these figures. I remember when we sat down, didn't we? We did the business plan. I couldn't do an Excel spreadsheet very well. Still can't. Katy's done that for us numerous times. So it was really a joint effort. But what we did do is we knew the figures inside out.
Took ownership of it.
Yeah, we took ownership of it. I remember we sat in the interview with the councillor and the land agent at the time, and they basically said the really important one for the county was, I see in your business plan you haven't got any mention of council tax. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've forgotten that. But what I did say was that was personal. The council tax for us was out of our drawings, so I got around it, but it's because I knew my business plan that we could answer the question, and everything else then it flew. But yeah, really know your business plan, because then you're certainly in a position to answer any questions.
The business plan is about the financials, but also when you come to the farm, think about how you want to farm it, what improvements you may want to make, because it's really in your business plan where you put your proposals, how you're going to farm it. And for us, we were going to be a spring block
Yeah.
calving herd.
So
But
initially we decided that we wanted to be a springbok herd, and within a year I changed that completely, and we went to autumn block because it suited this farm, this area, the milk contractor, etc. So you've got to be resilient and potentially have to change track, or certainly show that you've thought about everything.
And the other thing is have a good idea about basic payment schemes, what level that's at, and sort of be realistic when you're putting your figures together.
You calculate a good rent. You do what's best for you, really. I don't think you think about anybody else or anything. You've got to do what's right for you, and if sometimes that means you've got to pay over the odds to get your foot in the door, you have to do that. But often that is the case, that people do possibly pay over the odds to get in because you want that opportunity so much. In our case, I remember the county saying to us, you weren't, out of the 3 people that were shortlisted, you were the lowest rent. And they picked us because we knew our business plan. We'd had a track record to show them that it was right, and it wasn't all about who was offering the highest rent. So bear that in mind.
Matching the profile of a tenant that the county are looking for.